Sometimes you'll have a citation for a source, and you'll want to actually locate that article or book or other material to use. Maybe you're looking at a bibliography and you've decided that an article sounds interesting and you'd like to find it and read it. Or maybe your professor has given you an article to look up. In any case, when all you have is the citation, how do you go from that citation to the actual material? That's what this video is all about. The first step is to determine whether it's a book or a journal article. It could also be some other type of source, such as a government publication, or a radio transcript, or a video. But in academic research, books and scholarly journal articles are the most common type of source material, so that's what we'll focus on for now. When we look at a citation, there are key characteristics that can tell us whether it's a book or a journal article. If it's a book, it will have a city of publication and a publisher. If it's a journal article or a magazine, it will have a volume, issue, and page numbers. Depending on the presence of those two characteristics will help you determine what your next step is to actually locate it. Let's take a look at an example. This first citation, Pike Py 2010, From Utopia to Apocalypse, Science Fiction and the Politics of Catastrophe, Minneapolis, Minnesota, University of Minnesota Press. I know this is a book because it has a city of publication, Minneapolis, and a publisher, University of Minnesota Press. These citations are all in APA style, but regardless of the style that's used, you'll still be able to tell whether it's a book or journal article because of the presence of these characteristics. It may just be formatted slightly different. Once I know it's a book, it's a fairly simple operation to go from this citation to the book itself. Let's do it. So, I'll just take the title. I could use the author, but title is usually the best way to go. From Utopia to Apocalypse. And I'll look it up in either the library catalog or OneSearch. Here I am at OneSearch on the library's homepage. I've put the title of the book into the search bar, selected Books, and now I'll click Search. You can see that we've located the book, From Utopia to Apocalypse. It's available either as an ebook in 3 different versions or as a physical book in the general collection. If I want the ebook, I just click one of these links, and if I'd like to retrieve the physical book, I can write down the call number, go upstairs in the library tower, take it down, and check it out. Let's look at this next citation. Here we have Bostrom N, 2003, Are You Living in a Computer Simulation? Philosophical Quarterly, 53-211, 243 through 255. I know this isn't a book because there is no city or publisher. However, it does have volume, issue, and page numbers. Therefore, I know that it's a scholarly journal article or possibly a magazine. The steps are the same for either one of those. So now, in order to locate it, I once again need the title. But in this case, I need the journal title, not the title of the article. How can we tell the difference? Well, typically, the journal title is italicized. However, that's not always the case. So instead, we can make sure that it's the journal title because it's the text that immediately precedes the volume, issue, and page numbers. So I can take Philosophical Quarterly, and in this case, there's a slightly different set of steps to locate the article. Since this is a known item search for an exact journal article, I wouldn't just search a library database to try and find it. So I wouldn't go to a research database such as OneSearch or ProQuest Central. Rather, I need to search all the databases at once to see where this journal is available. And to do that, I use the Find Journals search. I put the title of the journal in and click Search. This will now tell me wherever this particular journal might be located. It could be in any number of different databases across any number of date ranges, and it may even be physical in print in the library. Here we can see that the Philosophical Quarterly is available in 2 different databases with 2 different date ranges. So my next step would be to check the date of the article that I'm interested in. So returning to my citation, I can see that this was published in 2003. Looking back at my result here, 2003 falls in either one of these date ranges. I usually choose the larger availability. Once I follow the link, I just need to navigate to the appropriate year, 2003, volume, and issue. Volume 53, issue 211. So here we are, volume 53, issue 211. And then I'll just find the title of the article that I'm interested in. Page numbers 243, Are We Living in a Computer Simulation? I can then open the article itself and I've found it. There's one last possibility that we should consider. Here we have another citation, and in this case I know it's a journal article because of the volume, issue, and page numbers. And when I look up the title, again, the journal title, not the title of the article, so Futurist, again using the Find Journals search, I then once again compare the year that it was published, so in this case 1985, with the available date ranges of databases. But when we look at the available date ranges, you'll see that none of them go quite as far back as 1985. In that case, we see that there's another option available at the bottom, Arkansas State University Print Holdings. If I follow that link, I can then look at the older issues available in print. And in this case, we have 1979 through 2014. Remember, my article was from 1985. That falls within this date range. So in this case, I would have to get the physical article from the physical journal in the library.